I'm going to be comparing myself to the founder of Nike through the medium of a K-Cup. This was me. I was 5 years old at 5 a.m. when I started my first business. And it started with me just taking a bunch of K-Cups from my parents' pantry, bringing them into the kitchen, and selling them back to them for 50 cents a piece. But it wasn't enough. I needed more. And so just like my buddy Mr. Knight, I decided to grow. And at the age of 8, I formed my first brand. And I called it Hygies, and I'm not sure where in the world that name came from, but it didn't matter, because I was selling stories in the form of a picture book to aunts and uncles and relatives at family gatherings. And I was shocked at how many times I could sell a picture book for $10 and $15, but eventually I grew up and I moved on. Fast forward a few years, I grew up and I realized I needed to start saving for a car. And in freshman year, with an early August birthday and a car in mind, I stumbled upon a YouTube video. And it was about curb painting. This idea that you can go buy a couple of bottles of spray paint, go knock a bunch of doors in your neighborhood and make a quick buck. And so I went to Home Depot and I grabbed all the supplies and I tested it out. And to my surprise, I got a lot of jobs. And I realized that there really is money everywhere. You just have to go out and look for it. And I spent the entirety of my freshman year and all of the summer leading into sophomore year, before it was time to go buy my car, painting curbs and mowing yards and doing every single odd job you could possibly think of with just a bike. And I learned a lot of hard lessons that summer. It was hot. There were a lot of days where I didn't want to get out there and make money. And I had all of the responsibility upon me. But throughout that process, I was learning about business. I was learning about how to treat people and how to grow relationships. So long story short, I achieved my goal and I got the car, but the car wasn't the prize. It was the lessons and the character development that I experienced throughout the process of seeking something that I wanted, setting a goal, and making it happen. And so just like Phil Knight, who had this extravagant journey with ups and downs and eventually success, I too had a very similar journey, just on a much smaller scale. And I realized 3 invaluable lessons. I learned that every business is a service business, and that success in business is a direct result of how you treat people and how you meet their needs. And following that, I learned the important lesson of actually starting something. So many people talk about their dreams and their goals and how they're going to get there, but they don't do anything. And I would have never made any money if I didn't go knock that first door. And Phil Knight wouldn't have made any money if he hadn't have gone out and ordered the first pair of shoes and taken that leap of faith. And finally, but really most importantly, I learned to humble myself. To humble myself to ask for help. To humble myself to learn. To humble myself to partner with people, because 2 can always go farther than 1. And although my journey's nowhere near done, I want to thank each and every one of you in this class for playing a part in it. Through all the different discussions and tests and quizzes, you've all challenged me and helped me learn and grow. And I want to thank you for that, and I hope all of you have an amazing summer.